This is a story that you cannot find by Googling it. It goes to show you that InfoWars in and of itself is completely blacklisted when it comes to Google search. I first caught wind of this by screenshots making their way around Twitter and decided to go looking it up myself. I am shocked and not shocked at the same time. Alex Jones is now suing the Young Turks for libel. He is suing the Young Turks for libel. This is rich. This is real rich coming from Alex Jones. Saying here that defendants spread horrendous false smears. Jones was responsible for sending CP. Now, this is written by Paul Joseph Watson, who is a capo over there at InfoWars, a person whose, own comments online get roasted way more than even mine. So let's take this with an absolute boulder-sized grain of salt and dive into just what kind of craziness PJW is going to be bringing up today in regards to Alex Jones, because trust me, the byline here is very fascinating. In federal court today, Alex Jones filed a suit against various liberal media members that libeled him over the summer, including the Young Turks, the National Affairs Office for Mother Jones, and Democratic congressional candidate Brianna Wu. That's right, folks. Brianna Wu, who is running, I think, in Massachusetts' 37th district. No, I don't know. I forget, 3rd district, I think. It doesn't matter what it is. She cannot be allowed to win. That's all I'm saying on that one. But the fact that he's suing Brianna Wu made me go, oh, damn. I want to see what happens here. So the suit alleges that each of the defendants libeled Jones repeatedly over the summer and failed to take any corrective action, even when the rest of the press did so. This is funny coming from Paul Joseph Watson in regards to InfoWars, considering all of the things that they've said that they never corrected until they were legally forced to, which, by the way, is the whole point of this lawsuit, is to just basically be turnabout is fair play, because Jones in 2017, within the span of, I think, 3 to 5 weeks, had to publicly retract the Pizzagate story about Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria and the Chobani yogurt story, where he had said that the owner of that company hired immigrants who were involved in a lot of assault around Twin Falls, Idaho. And so, or Twin Peaks, one of the two. Now, the suit states, the defendants launched a campaign of lies and libels against the media competitor and ideological opponent, Alex Jones. Defendants virally spread one of the worst smears that can be spread about anyone, accusing someone of the most infamous federal felony crimes, even though the defendant knew Jones was actually a victim of that crime. And the thing with this is, though, is that it was a kind of a complicated mess, a convoluted mess when that whole thing went down. Somebody, I think, sent Jones some naughty images, and that's how he got him. Now, the suit details how cybercriminals targeted InfoWars and tried to plant CP on InfoWars servers in order to be produced during discovery and other legal matters. How the FBI's investigation cleared InfoWars and identified Jones as a targeted victim of the cyber attack, and how the defendants then lied to the world about what happened by falsely accusing the victim, Alex Jones, of being the perpetrator. See, you gotta love the, you gotta love the wording here, right? Jones is a victim. And well, I mean, in this particular case, I do think he actually is. I do think he actually is a victim here. I think they were sent to him as a way to get those on the server. I don't know if it was because of this discovery. It does seem a little bit suspect, but it was turned in by I think the plaintiff's lawyers turned it into the FBI. And then, of course, I think what they discovered is really that it was like on the emails, but it wasn't opened, which is what saved his ass. But however, I mean, to be fair, Jones was caught on his phone on a live broadcast having a window open for transgendered pornography. So, I mean, he's had a couple gaffes in that department. Alex Jones and Robert Barnes are live on the air breaking it down anyway. Now, they say here, for too long, the media feels like a lie or libel about Alex Jones all at once. Jones, as strong advocate for both free press and free speech, resisted calls for suing those who continue to lie and libel him. Oh, really? But enough is enough. It's time to fight back. It's time for the truth to come out. Jones only sued those who refused requests for retractions and corrections. Other defendants who similarly fail to retract or correct can look forward to future lawsuits. The media may think it's Goliath, but it's time it met David on the battlefield. Oh, wow. Yeah, no on that one there. And then, of course, there's just all the propaganda that InfoWars likes to spread, which is, it's true. Listen, I have no love for Alex Jones. I have no love for InfoWars, but to accuse someone falsely of harboring or spreading or being in possession of that type of content is horrendous and does need to be retracted. That is the one thing I will be with him on. If the Young Turks and Brianna Wu and Mother Jones did not retract that they should. They wholeheartedly should. Alex Jones has been legally forced to retract statements before, which is one of the reasons why I kind of find this to be pretty rich, be pretty funny, because he's been in the same situation and he doesn't like it when it's being done back to him. But he has no problem for a while, for a while, trying to say that the owner and operator of Comet Ping Pong Pizzeria was facilitating a child sex dungeon at the request of the Clintons. He had no problem claiming that the owner and operator of Chobani Yogurt was hiring illegal immigrants from the Middle East, flying them over to Idaho, where they would engage in sexual assault of people around the town. He had no problem making those claims on multiple occasions, enough to where both of those people sued him. And the part of the settlement was that he had to publicly retract that statement. So he's been down this path before, and that's why I find this to be pretty damn fascinating. Now, we'll have to wait and see what Cenk's response to this is, and I'm definitely going to be curious to see what Brianna Wu's response to this is. Brianna Wu, I can already predict. Brianna Wu is going to fight this to the end. She's going to fight this all the way through. She's going to sit there and use this as a Gamergate harassment campaign against her. She's going to sit there and say, "Oh no, they hate me. Alex Jones is Gamergate now. And when I get into Congress, then, she's going to use that as a way, by the way, to get her elected next year. And if Alex Jones helps her get elected, damn you, man. Damn you. We don't need her in Congress. You don't need her in Congress because she'd be coming for your ass. I mean, really, you don't want that. But all things considered right now, the big target in this one is Young Turks, is Cenk, to see what he's going to say about this. Knowing him, I think he would retract it if he feels that he's going to lose. I mean, Cenk is not above retracting comments that he has made if he's pushed in the right direction. And if he did make those comments, I haven't seen the claims yet saying that about Jones. As much as I don't like the guy, I don't want anyone labeled that. He didn't do it. It's a terrible thing to label somebody. And I do agree with the reasoning behind the suit. But we'll have to wait and see what the response is. Anyway, I'm curious to know what you guys think about this. Do you think he's got a case? Do you think that he's going to win? Do you think that there's a defamation lawyer in Texas right now that might be needing a bit of a W coming off of another high profile case? Curious to know your thoughts and your opinions on this one. If you made it this far in the video, do me a solid, type a comment down, leave a like, and type InfoWars into the chat so I know you guys made it. And if you leave a dislike, if you do, that's fine. Tell me why. I really want to hear it. If you guys want to help support the channel, because YouTube is going to clearly demonetize this, be sure to check out to become a channel member. That's a great way to help directly fund it right now while they're trying to sort out the ad-based system and why it's garbage. And I'll talk to the rest of you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic day, and peace out.